I'm back with another reading. I'm back with another chapter reading of On Isis and Osiris. You're with the Nasty Pastor. Before we get started, please go to my YouTube channel, OFM Kemet Edition. Subscribe, like, share, comment. And right now, we're getting into, I want to say it's it would be chapter 37 of On Isis and Osiris. And before we get started, how has life been treating you? How has your research been going? How has yesterday been better or worse than today? Have you been in your reflection? Have you been in your past? Have you been in your shadow, or have you been in the front of things? And to be honest, your reflection is your shadow. You got me? You kind of understanding what I'm saying? You might can't see all your features like it would be in a mirror, but your shadow shows a shape. It shows your presence. But the reason I'm trying to say have you been in your reflection is because sometimes if you could take yourself out of your body and look at what you're doing, you may not like it. You may enjoy it. You feel what I'm saying? You may not like it, or you may enjoy it. Enjoy it. But anyway, I am the Nasty Pastor. I'm not going to hold you up with a lot of small talk. We're going to get into this reading. And let's go. For they are of opinion that the lights of the moon, the rising of the Nile, bear certain analogy. For the greatest rising, that about Elephantine, is of 8 and 20 cubits, the same in number as the lights and measures of her monthly revolutions. The lowest around Mendes and Zois is of 6 cubits, analogs to her half quartering, and the mean that round Memphis, when it is of regular height, is 14 cubits, corresponding to the full moon. Apis, they say, is the animated image of Osiris. You get it? Apis, they say, is the animated image of Osiris. And he is conceived when a generative light falls strongly from the moon and touches a cow that is in heat, for which cause many of the decorations of Apis resemble the appearances of the moon. For he blackens over his shining parts with dusky robes, because it is on the new moon of the month. Permina, that they hold the festival called by them the entrance of Osiris into the moon, being the commencement of spring. And I want to pause right there. You know what I mean? I just want to say this. You know what I mean? It says the entrance, the entrance, not the exit. That means you're stepping into something. Of Osiris into the moon. You feel me? If you following my readings, we're in these maybe last 3-4 chapters. There's a lot of talk about the moon. You got what I'm saying? There's a lot of talk about the stars. There's a lot of talk about the sun. So the way I see things, I see that heaven is that moon. You got what I'm saying? For us men, I see that those stars is heaven for women. You know what I mean? But we're gonna figure that out the day that we'll call home, the day that we make it back home. So please keep working your good deeds. Please. Being the commencement of spring, thus they place the power of Osiris within the moon, and say that Isis, being because of his birth, is also his consort. On this account they call the moon the mother of Saturn, and hold that she is of her morphodite nature. Ain't that something? Hermaphrodite. Let's do this. Let's do this right quick. You know what I mean? Give me your time. Give me your patience. Let's look up hermaphrodite. I know what a morphodite is. I never heard the word hermaphrodite. You got what I'm saying? So let's look that up before we move on, so that we will have some type of education out this reading. You know what I mean? There we go, hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite has multiple definitions. Organism, a plant or animal that has both male and female reproductive organs, structure, or tissue. For example, most flowering plants and some molecules and worms are hermaphrodites. Well, hermaphrodite and morphodite seem to be the same thing in my definition. And a person, someone who has both testicular and ovarian tissue. So we don't have to go no more. So we're on the same page. And remember, you know what I mean? Remember, this is the first time you read on Isis and Osiris. You got what I'm saying? But I believe whom I pray to is a I'm going to say it as it said in the book. Because usually I say morphodite. I leave off the H-E-R. So whom I pray to, I believe is a hermaphrodite. You got what I'm saying? I believe that whom I pray to have the characteristics, have the attitude, have the know-how of men and women. For she is filled and impregnated by the sun, and again she emits, emits and disseminates in the air generative principles, for that the doth not always express the mischief wrought by Typhon, but being after conquered by the birth and bound thereby, she nevertheless emerges again and fights her way through to Horus. His latter is the universe surrounding the earth, which is not entirely exempt either from generation or destruction. That's the end of the chapter. You got me? We don't have a lot more to go, but I just want to say this to you, you know what I mean? Use your common sense. I can't say it enough. Use your common sense, you know what I mean? And whom we pray to, you know, is special. Should hold a special place in your life. Whom we pray to is like that go-to, that strength, you know what I mean? Nothing can go wrong. Oh, excuse me. Nothing can go wrong when you align yourself with whom you pray to. I'm going to say this to you. You got what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in Africa. There's a lot going on in ancient Egypt. There's a lot going on in Kemet. Right now, there's a lot of clickbait. Right now, there's a lot of hoorah on social media. I don't care what platform you're on. If they're talking about Africa, if they're talking about Egypt, if they're talking about Kemet, there's a lot of hoorah going on about who and what culture held the throne. You know, there's things that if you're not listening, you know, these archaeologists, you know what I mean, these scientists are saying to you that in the days of Egypt, in the days of ancient Egypt, there was no Africans, no black Africans as pharaoh or king. I agree. You feel me? I agree. See, Alexander the Great, which is a Greek from over Europe, came in and conquered the world, right? Which means Africa is part of the world, right? So do you think they ever gave control of Africa back to the black community in Africa? There are too many treasures. There is too much history not discovered that they know is there for to turn this over to the black community. That ain't happening. You got what I'm saying? That ain't happening. They are holding on to a piece of history, a key to life, that when it's discovered, the black community probably be the last to know, or the black community probably be the last to understand it. You understand what I'm saying? Understand it. It will be processed differently. So I say to you this, and I say this to you once again. Slow your life down. Look ahead. Look at your life. Figure out what is hindering you, because the time is now to stand up and fight. But if you're not ready to fight the good fight, go and rest. Get your rest on, because we're going to need you. You got me? I spoke years ago and said it's 100 million strong in these streets. You feel me? I'm just not talking Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia, not even Virginia, have 100 million residents. You got what I'm saying? I'm speaking about the world. This Kemite culture, this ancient Egypt culture is big. You feel me? Big. There are people that is never going to speak. There are people that are never going to tell you they are in this culture, because they was told to never open their mouth. They was told to be silent. And if you have any education about the ancient Egyptian Kemite culture, you will understand that you can get tricked in this. You can get killed, K-I-L-E-D, in this if you do this wrong. You feel me? They will kill you. They will come and kill you. Anywho, anyways, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please remember that tomorrow is promised. Please remember that every culture came into Upper Africa, came into Kemet, and sat on that throne and enjoyed the fruit that country gives. I'm out, and I love you.